We got a mantra this week for us?
No mantra this week, just get out there and play our best footy. It's obviously a big game for the footy club, but that's really the foremost, is to try and get our club and our players and to be at their best on the big stage.
Since this became an annual event nearly 20 years ago, this is probably the biggest match between the two clubs on this day. Has that hype sort of seeped through the walls, or are you sort of doing your best to keep it all back?
Oh, look, you can feel the excitement.
Yeah.
You know, it's everywhere you go. So it's a great game to be a part of. A really great cause, but also two really good teams playing some terrific footy. So we're looking forward to it. I know Collingwood are as well, and looking forward to getting a big crowd there.
What sort of role does Neil play in your week?
He'll speak to the players today, and his ability to give our club and our playing group especially some great lessons around the game, what's important, and also in life has been really special to us. So looking forward to him coming in and speaking to our players again and sharing some of those insights.
What about the slide? Can you give us a bit more of an insight into your plans? There's been a lot of chat about how much time you've been spending in the gym this week.
Yeah, no, I heard Melky put me under the bus there, but no, it's we put it out to our fans, so it's going to be pretty close to the Melbourne supporters' heart. But I promised my 17-year-old daughter that I won't be going down anything embarrassing. So we'll wait and see how that looks.
Have you settled on a replacement for Jake Lever at this stage, or still too far out from the game?
Yeah, still too far out. We're 4 days out. Clearly we've picked a squad. That squad may change depending on training today. But, we've got some options. We've got to decide whether we go a little bit taller or we go smaller and really complement the guys that we've got down there. But, we're going to explore. We're going to test and learn of our group over the next, 4 or 5 weeks and really look to find something within our team that works for us, most importantly.
Is it about trying to find someone to fill Jake's role, or are you trying to collaboratively cover it?
We're open-minded
Yep.
in terms of how that looks. Jake Lever is a really important part of our footy club. So you can't just go and find the next Jake Lever. You've got to find someone that will fill the role within the team, but also we may have to change and explore how we actually play.
Would it be a case of like horses for courses over the second half of the year to fill that role, as whatever needs basis?
Yeah, look, as I said, we'll explore over the next month and eventually find something that works for us. And I think that's the most important thing is finding what works for your team, and that's what we'll be going about doing.
You've got Harry Petty in the squad. He must be going pretty well if he's sort of being pushed up to there.
Yeah, he's an exciting young player. He's obviously drafted this year. He plays key position, and he's really improving as a player. He plays with great competitive spirit, so he's someone that we're certainly considering closely.
How do you assess the Collingwood midfield, Goody, and how it's travelling at the moment?
Oh, they've been unbelievable, Joe. Obviously, Grundy's a big part of that. Without question, but they've got 4 or 5 guys that consistently get high possession. They help drive their offense, and they're actually defending and playing roles in the team incredibly well. So they've been really impressive with the way they've gone about their footy this year, and but we know it's a huge battle in the game.
Do you feel over the past 12 months, so your midfielders closed the gap on theirs in terms of your development of particularly the younger guys?
There's no doubt we've increased our depth. It wasn't too long ago that we were rated quite poorly as a midfield group. But 18th, was it? Yeah. So, now we feel like we've got some depth. We've got some young players that are playing some outstanding footy, and obviously continue Nathan Jones and Jack Viney in that mix, and we feel like we've got a pretty special group developing together.
Has Maxie set himself for a big one?
Max sets himself every week. He's really high in his personal brand about how he wants to play the game. And he sets really high standards in that. So he knows he's up against a fantastic player this week, and we're looking forward to seeing the best of Max Gorn this week.
Scott Pendlebury was pretty effective shutting down Nat Fyfe last week. Are you kind of expecting him to take on a similar kind of role, and how are you planning to deal with that?
Yeah, it's been interesting that he's obviously doing some roles on players, but what he's really doing is just playing on them at stoppage. He's playing an accountable midfielder, and I think that's the best way to train up your mids, is to be accountable, and he's doing a fantastic job. So we'll expect him to go to someone at stoppage. That's the way he's been playing, and that's the way they've been setting up their midfield. So we'll be ready for that.
And Melksham and Garlett, they're definitely good to go if if you decide to include them as far as being fit.
Yeah, look, Melksham, he won't train today, but he'll, we've got a longer week, so he'll train on Sunday. And Jeff hasn't been in the team for a while, so we'll see how that plays out today. But at this stage, Jake will be ready to go.
Made a decision to put Tim Smith out. Is that sort of based on the injuries that he's had, or is that form?
Yeah, it's probably his form, first and foremost. We felt last week probably lacked a little bit of the impact, but we've also seen what he can produce as well, and it's really competitive for spots. So we've got some guys at VFL level really pressing for selection, and that's a great thing for our footy club to be in, where guys are pushing from below and actually forcing their way into the team.
Coaching is obviously a very stressful job. Has it been fun the last 6 weeks? Like guys have just been smashing teams. Has it been fun to sit in the box and just watch it all transpire?
It's been rewarding to see that our playing group grow and get better. And what I'm starting to really enjoy watching is the spirit and the love and the care and connection for one another. And that brings a great smile to your face. But we still understand that it's small margins and we actually need to continue to get better. So we're not sitting here thinking that we're playing the perfect footy, that's for sure.
How much admiration you got for Nathan Buckley? Do you admire your counterparts, as AFL senior coaches and, from across the road? What have you made of his past 18 months?
Yeah, first and foremost, I admired him as a player. I thought he was one of the harder players to play on. In terms of coaching, we understand the industry we're in. We understand the pressures that every senior coach is put under at some stage. The way he's handled himself, the way he's conducted himself, and the way he's pushed his club through a really difficult period has been outstanding. And I've got unbelievable admiration for the way he's gone about it.
Simon, a lot of talk about this game being one of the biggest for Melbourne for quite some time. And last time you played Collingwood, it was essentially a final, a game that you had to win. And did you learn anything? Did you take anything from that game last year that you've learned in terms of playing in really big, important games?
Oh, you learn a lot from every time you play. We learned a lot at the back end of our season last year. That's not just the Collingwood game, that's a range of things. And we learnt to really value the importance of every training session, every contest and every moment in every game. And we got the greatest lesson of all through that period. For us now, that really is irrelevant in terms of the result. It's really about what we learnt from it. And what I'm loving seeing at the moment is our playing group being able to really value those situations. So I'm looking forward to seeing them put on that on show again on Monday.
Just a comment on Jesse Hogan. Had a really rough year last year, obviously, but he seems to have not only gone to the next level this year, but added even another string to his bow. How have you seen his first half of the year?
Oh, look, he's just a terrific player. He's worked incredibly hard to get into the position that he's in right now. We're proud of what he's been able to go through, come through, and work on as not only a person, but as a player as well. And he's an enormous asset for our team. But I think he's gelling and getting the rewards of a lot of good work that our forward line players are doing.